welcome to this lesson. This lesson we are going to learn about how to design a user interface for a website or a mobile app. Today we are going to take a look at how to design a user interface for a mobile app. Then later on we'll look at how to design for a website. So as you open your Photoshop application, you're already aware of what is expected here. So this is the interface which contains a welcome page. This has the recent works and all the other things that you can think of. And this is the first point of call that we design the document that we would like to use. So a quick one, I'll go straight to the lesson, and we're going to create a new document for our project. So I click on create new, and then I'll be taken to the new document setup form, and this is where I'm going to set up the document I'm going to use. So you can see you have recent, you have saved, we have photo. Now we don't have any saved items, so it is blank. We have photo, we have print, we have art and illustration, we have web, we have mobile, we have them. Now we are designing for mobile, so we just click on the mobile. Then we are presented with different kinds of mobile. So we have iPhone X here, we have iPhone 8, 7, 6 Plus, iPhone 8, 7, 6, iPad Pro, lot of them. We also have for Apple Watch, iPad Mini, Microsoft Surface, a lot of dimensions for us to use. See, so that means that if you want to design it for a particular phone, you will be given the dimensions for it. So we are going to design an interface for iPhone X. Okay, now it gives us the dimensions as 1125 pixels by 2436 pixels, and this is in portrait with the resolution to 72. I told you that whenever you're designing for web, the resolution is supposed to be lower. So this time automatically detects that the resolution should be 72, and the resolution has been set to 72. So we have the color mode to RGB because it's for web. So web colors use RGB, not CMYK. If we are going to print it, then we are going to use CMYK, and I know you are aware of this. So we set the background to white, or we can choose whichever color we want to use. Okay, so we are set and done. Then we give our preset a details, our document a name. So we'll type a name that we want to use. Now I'm using Photoshop 2021, so don't be confused with the interface and how things are presented. I'm using Photoshop 2021. All right. Okay. So the document name is user interface. All right. User interface. So I click on create. Now okay. So we are presented with the artboard or the document. Let's scale it up so we can see everything clearly. Okay, so this is the artboard we are going to work on. So this is the interface for iPhone X. Okay, this is the size for iPhone X Surface. So it's up to us to design it how we want it to be. So basically, if you are designing a mobile app, you need to take into consideration everything that must come into play, the different pages that needs to come to be contained in the mobile app, everything that you think it should be on the mobile app. You are going to design it and then pass it on to the developers to also code the reactions or code it into the development stage, so that at the end of the day it becomes a sweet or a nice mobile app for everyone to use. So you need to have a perfect touch of your design, right? A perfect touch of your design. Now we can talk of some of the best user interfaces in mobile applications like WhatsApp. WhatsApp has a very unique user interface. You can see from everything from chats, status, calls. So you, as a graphic designer, if you are choosing to work with a mobile app developer to design the user interface, you are going to take into consideration. So let's say you are designing a WhatsApp messenger, like something like a WhatsApp interface. You are going to take into consideration the chat screen, how the chats are going to appear. You are going to take into consideration how status will appear, how calls will appear. When you click on search, what should come? When you click on the back, what should come? When you click on camera, what should come? When you click on contact, add contact, what should come? When you click on videos, what should come? So everything that needs to come, you have to design it before you pass it on to the coders to also code the actions into the application. We take an app like Facebook. Facebook also has a very nice user interface. So if you're also designing for Facebook, you need to design for a welcome screen where you have the Facebook logo on it. You need to design, go to the dashboard. You need to design for the home screen. You go to, and on the home screen you're going to consider your profile picture, what's on your mind, the live photo room, your status or your story, and then your timeline. You also go to the friends request list. You design for a chart, you design for page, a lot of them. So Facebook has a lot of pages that if you are fortunate to work with someone who is designing something like Facebook, you're going to design all these pages. Okay, you're going to design all these pages before it will be coded into the application to make it work. So today we are looking at designing a simple user interface for a mobile application, and what we are going to do is to design a welcome page, a sign in and then a sign up page. Then we design for the dashboard. Okay, the dashboard will contain let's say if we are designing a mobile app for course guide. Okay, designing a mobile app for course guide. So it's going to contain the welcome page, it's going to contain the home page, it's going to contain sign in or application page where people are going to choose courses and then do it. And then if you also design for the dashboard where students have their profile, their courses, the number of lessons so far, and then everything. So there's quite a long lesson, and you're going to take care of it within this week. Okay, so quick one, let's go straight into the designing. So the first thing I need to do is to design the shape of the phone. And design the shape of the phone, you're going to use basic rectangular shape. So mine is hidden right here because I used it some time ago. So we are going to use a rectangle tool or rounded rectangle tool. Any of them will do, but we are going to make the corners rounded. So I think it's best that we choose rounded rectangle from scratch. Then we can go and draw it. We need to leave some space, so we have to make sure that the edges of the tool touches the width and then the height of the shape, so that we can have that space as border around it. to make our work very nice. So we can now draw it. Okay. Now you see that as we end at the edge, the application detects the center of the page of the work we are doing. So it brings a thin line on it. That means that we have done a perfect job. We have drawn a very nice line. Everything is on point. The borders around it are all equal. That is why the line has detected the edge of the design we are doing. So we just leave it, and then automatically fills with the automatic color. It chooses the automatic color, so it fills with it. Now in Photoshop 2021, it's simpler, right? They made it look like Adobe Illustrator. So here we have some points at the edges. We have some. I think you can see how I'm hovering over it. You can see those there. Those points will help you to curve the rounds or curve the edges into rounded ones. Okay. Now in previous Photoshop like 2019, you have to come to the property bar, yes, like this. Then you can see this one here. It's also workable in 2021. You can see that you have the edges as 10 pixels each on each of the edges. But a quick way to also do it is to also click on this and then drag, and as you drag, it will be curving. So as you drag, the corners will curve. Then you have the rounded rectangle to reset your rounded rectangle. But you can also use the space here, which is on your Photoshop 2019, to also do it. So let's make it 40 pixels. We type 40 pixels here, and since this button is checked, that means that it's length, so it will affect all the edges. So any number you type in, one of them will affect all of them. That means the edges or the corners are linked. Okay. So when I click on OK, you see that every part of it is 10 to 40 pixels each, except that I uncheck this one. I can set for each of them. Alright, but this time around we are using the same pixel for each of them, so it's good that we link it so that it can. So now we have our phone interface here. We have our phone interface. Any other thing that you would like to add to the beauty of the phone interface, it's up to you. But at this point, this is what we need. You can decide to add different things to it at your own cost. So for instance, I would like to add some designs on the phone so that it becomes standard. So let's just try it. See. So do this. Okay, let me use rounded rectangle. Okay, so let's make it 100 here. I unchecked on the link, so I'm setting for maybe 2 of them. Okay. It doesn't exist, oh. It can never ever exist, oh. You do not lie, you do not fail. What is hard for you to do? It can never ever exist, oh. Okay, then I'll add different color to it. Let's see this. That's. Let me remove the outline. Maybe I'll choose to add for people to know that it's a phone. I would also like to add the speaker side. close enough. And now add more.
You don't have the ability. You don't know how to fail. It is not your capacity to fail. No, 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 no.
Okay, so these are to detect that to design for designing purposes. Okay, for people to know that it's a phone, right? That's what I have. To also make your design very nice. So now I have the phone here. I have the phone here. The next thing I have to do is to select the colors that the application will use. To select the colors that the application will use. So when I open the application welcome screen, so this is a welcome screen. Okay, so this is a welcome screen. Now we are going to do something unique in this course or in this lesson. So what we are going to do is that now that we have the phone design, we know that we are going to use all the designs on one phone. So the next thing we need to do is to group this design that we have done, so that they will stand out or they will be repeated in all the designs, because you are designing each page one after the other. So we need to group this one now that we have our satisfied phone. Okay, that is, if we are going to use these colors, we need to group them so that we see that we have one phone or specific phone we are going to use today. So we are going to group the items or the designs on this. Now it's also good that sometimes, or not sometimes, it's also good that you need to rename your layers. So you double click on the layers here and then you rename it. So let's say this is the smallest circle on top, so you can just see small light, or however you want to, so that your design will look nicer when you want to edit it. So we can also say this is the speaker out. So that was for the purpose. Okay, so we can also say here gray top. Then you can also say background. So now we know these are the items we have. So the next thing is for us to group them into one. So we select all of them by clicking the first one, then holding shift down on the keyboard, then you click on the last one to select all of them, and then you come to the bottom of the application. You have a folder button there. You click on it and then it will group. Now as it groups, it gives you a title that group 1. So you can also rename it as maybe the interface, so that you can repeat them over and over again. And this is a perfect way to arrange your work and for your work to also look nicer. If not, you can see that this page has ended, or the layers panel has ended here. Whenever you add another thing, it's going to add, and you'll be scrolling. Even 100 items you are going to use, you have to scroll so that you can get to the last point. But when you group them, you know that okay, whatever I'm looking for is here. It's in the interface space. So I click on the folder and then I click on the drop down to open for me to select it. Alright, so there is a nice way of arranging your work. Alright, so now that we know the design we are going to do, we would like to go ahead for the to do the design for the welcome page for the course guide mobile app. You will also need to consider the chosen colors of the project you are doing. You don't just design for them, you just need to know their colors, okay, so that you can design a perfect work for them. So this time I would like us to just use a white background, and using a white background means that you need to give the application or the design an outline so that it will stand out from the background that you are not designing on. So we'll click on the background, go to the stroke part, click on it, then choose a color for it. So let's say a dark blue color for the stroke, and we will select the width. So let's make it maybe 3, it's okay. Then we'll choose our background color to be white. And let's increase our size to 25. Okay. So now we can see that our design is supposed to have a white background. Okay, let's see if we can change this to that blue so that they will have a combination. Alright, so this is what we have now. There's no need for you to design the buttons around it. Cool, sometimes you want to be outrageous, you want to be white, but you're designing for the interface. Nobody's going to look at, you're not going to care about the buttons around the phones and everything. You're designing, yours is to design for the interface, so we just go straight into the interface, make it nicer. Okay, don't go outside the box like going to design for the buttons. Cool, if you can do that, if you have time and you can do that, it's okay. Alright, so let's concentrate on the interface and then go. So the welcome page here, we are going to do 3 things here. We are going to add the logo of the company you are designing for that matter, course guide. 2, we are going to design a welcome message, and 3, the version of the app or the meaning of the app sometimes. So we are going to divide the page into 3. Okay. Now, when you are designing something like this, you are going to design them in grade. Okay, in grade, that is side by side other things. So you need to measure it or design each grade by its own position. So it is advisable for you to use rulers, and this is the first time I'm introducing you to rulers in Photoshop. So to review the rulers, you go to the top of the application where we have window. Okay, and then you click on it. Then you can see that there are options, so many options here. Some are checked, some are not. So you're going to look for rulers or grade. I don't know what it is here, but sometimes it's called grade, sometimes it's called rulers. So we are going to look at where is it? Oh, view. Yeah, you go to the view panel, and then you click on rulers, or you can also use your shortcut Control R. Okay, you can also use a shortcut. You go to the view, then go to rulers. Okay, and when you click on it, the rulers will come around your application. You go to view, you can see that some are checked, some are not checked, so you click on rulers to check. Okay, you can also choose the lock guides. Okay, now let's use the rulers for now, and then we can pull out, you see, we can pull out the rulers to set at the place we want to. Now when we designed it, you can see that when we drew the interface, it detected the middle of the application for us, or the middle of the drawing for us. So this is what we have also done here. We are going to add let's say we are designing, we are separating, or we are dividing the design into 3. We have to bring 3 rulers so that we will be comfortable with it. You know that, okay, this is the middle, this is where I need to put everything. You can also pull out the top rulers. So at this point we are dividing the application vertically, okay, from top to down. So we design where the logo should be, then where the welcome message should be, then where the about message should also be. So we divide it into 3. Alright. So this is how to use rulers. You go to the view and then you click on rulers. Okay. You can also show layer, edges, some other things, grid and everything. Okay. When I click on grid, you see that there's small boxes that have come to fill the space, and that will even help you to also set up your rulers very well.
Who has changed my story? Who has given me a song? Turn my mourning into dancing. It is you and just your grace. You have changed
So
my
this is what we have on the application. So we go straight to designing the application. We are going to bring the logo, the welcome message, and then the about message. So we go to our folder where we have the logo. So I'll click on this. Save the course guide logo. Alright, so I have it here.
Your loving kindness, grace and mercy brought me through.
I can drag and drop it onto the application from wherever folder I have it. So it has filled the space, the entire space. So we need to drag them to reset how we want it to be. Now dragging it, because you want to maintain the same edges or the same resolution, so we need to put our cursor to the edge, the very tip of the tip corner of the design or the logo, and then we click on it. Then we hold down shift on our keyboard. Then we can drag it to. Now Photoshop I don't know, in Photoshop 2021 it's different. Maybe in 2019 you need to hold down shift, but in 2021, once the edges the cursor comes to the edge of the design or logo, you can drag it and then it will rescale it for you whilst you are dragging it. So maybe in 2019 you need to hold down shift. Then after you transform it, then bring it to where you want it to be. You want it to be somewhere here. Now you can see that the logo has gone on top of the interface, because it's not supposed to be part of the interface. So it needs to be. So after designing this, we are going to also group everything that we add on the interface. So that, because I said that we need to maintain the interface, because you are designing for different pages, so we need to maintain that interface. That is why the course guide logo is not part of the interface. Alright. As we can see the logo on the screen, now we can also decide to brand it, or not necessarily branding it, but design it how we want it to appear on the screen, whether in circular shape or rectangular shape or however. Now looking at this logo, circular shape or ellipse shape will be nice for it. So we'll go to the shape tool and then check on shape, so that we can have the circular shape. So we click on the ellipse tool, then we draw the ellipse around it. We go down shift whilst we are drawing, then we leave it. Now it will be filled, but you don't need anything. You can decide to leave the color like that, because you're not going to use the color. So we are going to put the logo into the ellipse. So the logo should be up above the ellipse. Okay, it should be on the above the shape. Now after we do that, we are going to we can drag it, or as it is like this, we can drag it and then put it on. Or you can also go to layer, Then we go to arrange. Okay, go to arrange, and looking at the position of the logo, it is beneath, or it is under the, or at the back of the other layer. So what we need to do is to bring it to front. So we click on bring to front, then it will come. Then you can see that it has also changed the positions here. So we will now go to layer, and then go to create clipping mask. Go to click create clipping mask, then click on it, and automatically it will fit into the circle or the ellipse tool. Okay, so this is how we can fit an image into a shape tool by using the create clipping mask. Now as we have this, we need to, whenever we select this one and move it, it's going to move away from the circle or the shape. So, and whenever we move this one too, it's also going to move. So what we need to do is to link them together. So to link them, we're going to select one of them, then hold down. Okay, let's rename our LX to logo container. Then hold down Control, then select them, then click on the link to link them. In that way, we are sure of moving them together. Alright, so you can position them, you can resize them to however we want it to be. Now the next thing is to go to the first part and then type what we want to say, the text, the greeting text we want to give to the users whenever they enter into the space. So we choose the text tool. We choose the text tool. Choose. I'm going to follow this. Then we can type our welcome message. Now after choosing the text tool, if the colors are set to white, and then or the colors are set to the background color, you're not going to see it. So maybe after choosing the text tool, you can go up here and change the color in which you want it to appear. Because now we have it white background, and you can see that the color is also white. So when we type, you're not going to see. So the best thing for us to do is to change the color before we type. Okay, or if you know what you're doing, you type and then after you change the colors. But now for the purpose of this training, let's change the color to, you can pick the color from the shape or from the application. So you can pick whatever color you want, click on OK, and now the color changes. So now we can go ahead and type. Now we can transform it and then reset it or move it to where we want it to be. Okay. Now you can see that yellow on white background is not a perfect color combination. You know that. So let's change our color. Pick black. Okay. Now let's edit our text or our font to the preferred one. We have the control over our design, so we have to choose whichever way we want to present it. And if you don't want to be dragging your text from that side, you can easily put your mouse on the text symbol here and then shift it to the right to increase it, and then to the left to decrease it. Okay, as you shift it to the left, it will decrease it. As you shift it to the right, it will increase it at the same ratio, okay. Or you can also set it to type the number of pixels you want or the number of points you want. So 60, you type and click and enter, then it will transform to your font size. We also have the space between the text, like the vertical space. We call it the leading, okay. Now when we change this one, you can see that we have one A on top on the symbol, that we have one A on top, one A down, and then an arrow. That means that we want to set it, the space between the height, okay, the height of the text, or the space, the vertical space between the text. So when we move it, you can see that Course Guide DigiCourse will split from welcome to, so there will be a large space between them, and then when we will drag it to the left, it will decrease the size, okay. Sometimes you can even drag until it reaches, okay, like this. So now we will set it to auto so that the text will choose. Then this is the kerning, and the kerning is the space in the horizontal space, or the horizontal space between the text. So when we drag it, you see that there will be spaces between the text. Then when we drag it to the left, the spaces will reduce. So let's set them to 0 so that another thing is working with the font. Now the font it automatically detected is Adam's Apple 7. So maybe we don't want it. We click down here, then we choose the course, the font that we want to use. We choose a nice font that we want to use. So let's use Berbers. Maybe you don't have Berbers on it, so you can choose whatever font that you think is nicer for you. You can also download Berbers and then install from Google Fonts or wherever you want to. We have font websites like Font 1001. We have Font Squirrel. We have Google Fonts. There are a lot of fonts. Okay, we have the font. You can download font and then install on your application, and it will install on your computer, and it will cut across all application that uses fonts. Alright, so we have this, so let's scale it. Now to reset your page with the shortcut key, you have shortcut for resetting the space, or zooming out and zooming in. Now zooming out is, the shortcut is control minus on the keyboard. You click on control minus, it will zoom out, and then control plus, it will zoom in for you. Now if you want to reset it to the page, you click on control 0, and then to reset to the page. So this is our progress so far. Welcome to Course Guide DigiCourse. Okay, welcome to Course Guide DigiCourse, and this application is under development, so we are creating it. That is the mobile app for online course. Very soon we will be moving to mobile app so that you can be learning courses on your phone as well. Now we have the welcome page. We have the welcome page, and I said we were doing 3 things here. We have done 2 of them, and then the next one is to design, or is to write about the page. Okay, this is the first call of point of call, so it needs to give at least information about what the user should expect. So you can just write a simple text under it, or you can also write the version of the app, maybe version 1, version 2, version 3. Okay, So here we are going to write the version number. So let's say version 1.0.2021. Okay, version 1.0.2021. And we'll add it here. Okay, or maybe you write about simple text, maybe course guide, DigiCourse by Aspire Group. The Aspire Group. By the Aspire Group. Then add the version. Now let's zoom in so we can see. You can also use the tool, that is the zoom tool. That is, if you want to zoom a particular place, so you just draw around it and then it will show up to you. So let's change the font for this side. Look for, I think this one is good. Adam's Apple 7 is good. So we have by the Aspire Group version 1.0.2021. Let's zoom out. Okay. So this is a nice welcome page for Aspire DigiCourse app. Aspire DigiCourse app. So this is what we have done so far, and it's a nice project that we have done. So after this, we need to also group the inputs from here, because we are not going to use them in the next page, so we can also group them. We need to also group them, then rename it as welcome page. Okay, welcome page. Now one thing we can also use to differentiate between the pages is to use the eye blick, or the eye indicates layer visibility. So when we click on it, the page or the layers in which we've clicked on it will vanish. It's not that it will leave the application, no, but it will not be visible. So if I click on this one, you see that the information on it, on that layer, has vanished. That means that we can also use this one for another thing, because I said that we are using the same font, the same shape, the same design to design other pages. So for me to be able to do other things, I need to click on this one, then to vanish, then I can create the other pages out of this one, so that we can have our application or our design on one page. Okay, that I don't need to design for page, then I'll go and click a new document, do for sign in page, click on it, will make the project so many. So the best thing or best practice is that we use this group group thing, and then you'll be using them through. So when I click on this one, to the phone will also not be visible, but we are using that one. So this is a nice welcome page, and we would like to save it, and then we move on to the next page. Then I will allow you to also design for other pages, okay, using your own logos, and or you can also get the logos, the course guide logo from our Facebook page, and then you can also use it. We want you to visit our course guide Facebook page at Course Guide Ghana, and then like it, follow us as we move on the course, because you are part of Course Guide. So you save it right now. Go to save as, save on your computer, then let me just create a folder for it. And go to new, I'll create a new folder for it and say Course Guide user interface. Then I open it and then save it. Now I've saved my project. Now the next thing we're going to do is to design the sign-in page. Okay, design the sign-in page. Oh no, I'll leave it for you to design the sign-in, the sign-up page, and other pages. But I'm going to design for the home page what should be on the home page, so that you can design for the other things. So the next thing we're going to do is to make this invisible, because you're going to use the interface to make this invisible. Then you can go to the home, design the home page. So design the home page, we will need a banner which will symbolize the welcome page for the course guide. And I have some banner that I'm going to use. I used on my website. So project images. Okay, so I'll drag it and then drag it onto the page. It's a PNG file, so you will see the backgrounds on it. Alright. So I have my first banner here, course guide banner on it, and then we're also going to divide this page into, let me say, one about course. We're going to divide it into 4. So let's see. Let's draw our rulers. Where's that? Okay, let's make it 5 so that you can have a small portion under it for footer. So alright, so the first part is the banner or the hero. Then we come to the about section, then we come to the courses section, then we come to testimonial section, then we can go to the footer, so that gives information on it. So type about course guide here. So go to select the font or the text tool and then say about course guide. I put the about course guide there. Then go to courses. One thing we can also do is one of the best practices is to be able to duplicate text when you don't need to always go and click on it. And how to duplicate text is you're going to hold down the Alt key on the keyboard, and then you are going to click and drag on the text that you are duplicating. So you can see that as I click on it, the text has duplicated. Okay, and on the same dimension, on the same line. So I just leave it. Then the text has duplicated. So you hold down the Alt key on the keyboard, and then you drag and then you drop on the position you want it to be. Alright. You can see our courses here, and then they will align because I drag them on the same alignment. So our courses. So here is when you add images of the courses you run. So let me do a couple of things here. I don't know if I have. Okay. How about 4 here? So I'll drag them onto the interface. Okay. I'll position it. And at this place we are going to divide it into 2 or into 4. Okay, we are going to have the image and then the details about it. Okay, so the image will occupy this place, and then a bit about the course will be on the right side. So we selected 4, so all the 4 will come. Okay, let them. Alright. When I find out that it's not setting up in the right direction, I will change it. Alright, so we have the courses that we do here. So we're going to write a bit about the course at the right side. So let's align at the right side. Write a bit about the course at the right side. So let's see, you can duplicate these ones too. So hold down the Alt key, then duplicate and bring it here. You can hold down the Alt key again, duplicate. By holding down the Alt key, you can duplicate. Let's change this let's zoom out on it. We can reset our text very well. We can see media art courses. Let's align media art courses. We have media art courses. We also have medical, medical assistant courses. Medical assistant courses. So one advantage of duplicating is that they maintain the same fonts and they're the same style. So let's duplicate this one. If you have Okay, we have health or medical courses.
I have been through.
You have
You turned my pit into a well.
technology.
So the essence of my praise is centered on your grace. Adum, Adum, Watum.
Okay, let's see.
I've been through a lot,
Science
but grace sustained me.
and tech
My test
courses.
is now a testimony. So the essence of my praise
Simple
is centered on your grace.
tech courses.
Adum, Watum. It was you,
You have
my lawyer in that courtroom. It was you, my soldier on that battlefield.
But again, you have
So
media
the
arts
essence of my praise
courses, medical courses,
is
tech courses,
centered on your
management,
grace. Adum,
business
Watum.
courses.
Hey, Atumo, Nyame. Atumo, Atum.
So we are done with this one. Let's see. And
And
then we would like to have control of our design, so we can add a simple background to this side so that they stand out. So you decide, you choose a very nice background for it. The background is to be at the back, so arrange, send to back. Now it's going to be at the back of the let's bring it to the at the back of the process. Maybe let's change it to our preferred color. Let's have control over our colors, over our design. So bring this one. It's quite okay. So change the colors of the text to white.
Your love and kindness, grace and mercy brought me through. So the essence of my praise.
You can select all of them together, but for the purpose of the training, so I want all of you to see what we are doing.
Could not have made it without you.
Choose this one. Our courses.
Could not have sailed through without you.
So this is what we have. It's so deep, very deep. Bring this one. Bring this one is good. Now you should have control over your colors. So this is what I choose. Then about the course, yeah. Now the next place is the testimonial place, and that is students who have come to learn and sharing testimony about it, or an image or a video of what they should expect. Now on the about page, I would like us to add this image to it. I have to add this image and then take the about to this place. Right, so have the about here. So this one will serve as a brand ambassador or something like that. So about. So we have the about. the about, and then
Can't you do? Why won't you do? Nothing impossible. Nothing impossible. Can't you do? Why won't you do? Nothing impossible with our God. You do not lie, you do not fail. What is hard for you to do? It doesn't exist. It can never ever exist. You do not lie, you do not fail. What is hard for you to do? It doesn't exist. It can never ever exist. According to your knowledge and your will for me, what you say you have done, I just need to align you. Because you are not a man that changes your mind. Oh, those that know you will trust in you, not in horses and chariots.
let me
By
put
the
them
arm
to
of
the top.
flesh,
Just
no
don't belong
man
here.
can prevail. No man, no
Don't
man,
belong
no
here.
man, no man.
Let me put
My
them up here.
confidence is you. What is hard? What is hard for you? It can never exist. Oh, you do not lie, you do not fail. What is hard for you to do? It doesn't exist. Oh, it can never ever exist. Oh, you do not lie, you do not fail. What is hard for you to do?
Okay.
To do, it can never ever exist. Oh, those that know you will trust in you. Not in
Let's remove the background so that
by the
it can
arm
fit.
of flesh, no man can prevail. Ask Abraham and Sarah, of a woman with the issue of blood. Oh, nothing hard for you. Ask Mama Hannah, oh, blind Bartimaeus, make it go as the Israelites. Absolutely nothing hard for you. No man, no
So you
man,
would have
no man.
control
My
over your design.
confidence
So
is you. What is hard? What is hard for you? It can never
all right.
exist. You do not lie. Oh, Jesus, Jesus,
So
you don't have the
this is what I have. We have our courses here.
don't know how to fail.
Come down small.
Not in your capacity to fail. No.
Take out the outline. Okay, so we have this here on our home page. No, I'm not doing. Fuck all the crap.
Love of my life, I dey go on anywhere when I go come, I don't know. Into your door, brother, me fine. She no want see me leave, now by any day, now what time? I say I don't want you to go.
Now we know that the mobile app has navigation. One thing we forgot was the navigation button. We didn't create the navigation button, so now help us create it. So we are going to use the 3 bars and then to create the navigation. That's why we need to pull out this. Alright, then we do this one, bring it down a bit. Bring it down. Bring it down a bit. Then we'll also bring this one down. Bring this one. so that we can now create the navigation button somewhere here. So we use rounded rectangle. Move the edges. Then we duplicate it 3 times. Alt. Yeah. Alt. Here. Okay. So we have our navigation panel or navigation button there. So let's bring this one here. The first thing we said we're doing 5 things. 1, 2, we have divided them into 5. So we have first part, second, third, fourth. Then the last part is is here. So I'll leave some small spaces in between them. So this what we've done so far. So this we are still on the user interface for course guide. Alright. So the next thing is the testimonial page, and usually that could be a YouTube video. Okay, so that could be a YouTube video. So put the video here. Scale it to fit. So we have the video here. Alright, so someone talking about how helpful course guide has been to him or her. So that is what we have. That's what we've done. That's what we've done so far, and I think we will now have some space for the fifth one. Maybe the menu button, the navigation button has taken that space. So yeah, but still we need to end the page. Alright, though it's going to be scrollable, we need to present it here as at this place it should end. So we need to add something. So write a text, course guide, copyright text. So write write a text, copyright 2021. Add it. If you have the copyright logo, you can put it there. So this the end bit of it. So let me use. So let me do this. So let me zoom out so that I can reset it well. So we have copyright 2021. So basically this is what we have done. This one. Watch out. Basically this is what we have done, the video session. It's about someone who was a student of course guide and knowing how course guide has helped him or her. So these are our courses, and when you hover on when you hover on the course, something must happen. So it is your duty as a designer to also design what happens when the user clicks. When the user clicks on the image, or when the user clicks on the image of the course, what should happen? They lead. Where should it lead to? Maybe it should lead to application or the about course, about the full course there. So where you have another page for the full course, so it's a media art course. So you see that we have media arts courses, our courses in graphic designing, video editing and animation, a whole lot of them. So we are going to create that. So now let's scroll through what you have done so far. So the first thing we did was to create the hero session with these people holding the course guide banner. Then we had to, so actually the first thing was to create the navigation bar, and then we did it. We added the hero or the banner. We added the hero or the banner. Then we came to the about section, about course guide and someone reading a book. So we're going to write about your project here. Alright, then we came to the courses section. Our courses, we have media art courses, tech, medical, business courses, and the testimonial place that is someone talking to in a video talking about how course guide has been helpful. So this is the home page at course guide user interface, mobile app user interface. So the next thing to do is, we are going to group them and then rename.
So the essence of my praise
And rename
is
it as
centered on your grace. Atum, atum, watum.
the home page.
I've been through a
Now
lot,
if
but
we
grace
click on this one, see that
sustained me.
they are going to
My test
be invisible.
is
You
now
can
a
bring this one. So after this one,
testimony.
you go to this place.
So the essence of my praise is centered on your grace. Atum,
Now
atum,
I will leave
watum.
the rest for you to do.
It was
You are going to create
my lawyer in that
a sign-in
courtroom.
page. First of all, I would like to help you on one thing. I'm going to create the navigation panel or the sidebar. When you click on the navigation menu, what should come? Something must pop out of the left side, or something must pop out of the top side, or whichever way. Sometimes it can lead to a page. Okay, sometimes it can lead to a page without necessarily coming out of the sidebar. Okay, so sometimes when you click on the menu bar, it will open a page for you where you have all those things there. So what should I do? Create the sidebar, okay, I'll create it the sidebar for you. And if I'm on the home page and I click on navigation, but definitely the sidebar will come and cover the home page. But I'm going to make it in a way that you will see the home page. That I'm going to add opacity effect on it. So what I'm going to do is, because you are going to use the same thing, I'm going to duplicate the home page, okay, and then rename it. So the shortcut for duplicating is Control plus J on the keyboard, or you can also hold down the the Alt key and then drag it, just as we did on the item. So I'll hold on the Alt key, then I'll drag it, or I'll right click on it and then say duplicate group. Okay, so I'll do that, duplicate group, and then I'll rename it home page navigation, home page navigation. So I'll click on it.
Your loving kindness, grace and mercy.
Now I have this one. Let's save it. Okay.
So the essence of my praise is
Home page.
centered
So
on
when you
your
click on the
grace.
home page navigation,
Atum,
what should come?
atum.
And that's what you're going to do.
Could not have
Now
made
when you
it
click on the home page
without
navigation,
you.
the home page,
The
the navigation will come and cover the home page.
Papa, your loving kindness and grace and mercy brought me through. So the essence of my praise is all centered on your grace.
Almost 80.
Atum,
80 no, I believe.
atum. Hey, atum, atum, hey, atum, 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 ensina metiasi. Atum, ensina metiasi. God, the essence of my praise is centered on your grace. You have been my doctor on that sick bed. By your stripes, I am healed, I am free. So the essence of my praise What can't you do? What won't you do? Nothing impossible. Nothing impossible. What can't you do? What won't you do? Nothing impossible with our God. You do not lie, you do not fail. What is hard for you to do? It doesn't exist. It can never ever exist. You do not lie, you do not fail. What is hard for you to do? It doesn't exist. It can never ever exist. According to your knowledge and your will for me, what you say you have done, I just need to align you. Because you are not a man that changes your mind. Oh, those that know you will trust in you, not in horses and chariots. By the arm of flesh, no man can prevail. No man, no man, no man, no man. My confidence is you. What is hard? What is hard for you? It can never exist. Oh, you do not lie, you do not fail. What is hard for you to do? It doesn't exist. Oh, it can never ever exist. Oh, you do not lie, you do not fail. What is hard for you to do? To do, it can never ever exist. Oh, those that know you will trust in you, not in horses and chariots. By the arm of flesh, no man can prevail. Ask Abraham and Sarah, I'm a woman with the issue of blood. Oh, nothing hard for you. Ask Mama Hannah, oh, blind Bartimaeus, make you go ask the Israelites. Absolutely nothing hard for you. No man, no man, no man. My confidence is you. What is hard? What is hard for you? It can never exist. Oh, you do not lie. Oh, Jesus, Jesus, you don't have the ability. You don't know how to fail. It is not in your capacity to fail. No, 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 no.
Love of my life, I dey go on some journey where when I go come, I don't know. Into your door, brother, me fine. She no want see me leave, now over any day, now what time? But see, I don't want you to go, I don't want you to leave, to make you stay with me. But see, I don't want you to go, I don't want you to leave, to make you stay with me. Now mean to me, I'm so hard up, bye bye, bye bye, hard up, bye bye, bye bye, bye bye. up on me now. They are standing my major now. You they see what I'm going through every day. Never thought I go make up. Where I go do. What make I tell you to convince you? When you go believe when I say you. Yes, a tissue for yourself, so baby. We don't go finish like this, I promise you. I don't never go. Stick with me. I want to lean on you through my ticket, baby. Back on my session, come back. And I can bring money in there, no. Things for change, you might get on my phone. I tell you everything, my only God knows. If you want to tell me today, when I not tell you my mind, then I fool. If I don't make up tomorrow, we don't know my mind, then I'm fool. Instagram girls don't impress the boy no more, baby. You should know by now. I'm so into you. That is where I want to be. Shower if you go over me. Nobody can do it better for me. Oh Lord, I've been mercy. Shower if you go over me, my dear. Nobody can do it better than. Oh Lord, I've been mercy. Back on my side, you go make up. And I can bring money in there, no. Things for change, you might get on my phone. I tell you everything, my only God knows. If you want to me today, when I don't tell you my mind, then I fool. If I don't make up tomorrow, we don't know my mind, then I be fool.
I don't look like what I have been through. You turned my pit into a well. So the essence of my praise is centered on your grace. Adum, Wadum. I've been through a lot, but grace sustained me. My test is now a testimony. So the essence of my praise is centered on your grace. Adum, Wadum. It was you, my lawyer in that courtroom. It was you, my soldier on that battlefield. So the essence of my praise is centered on your grace. Adum, Wadum. Hey, Adumo, Nyame, Adumo, Adum, Adum, Sina, Metiasi, and Wadum, Sina, Mewo. So the essence of my praise is centered on your grace. Adum, Wadum. Hey, Adumo, Nyame, Adumo, and just your grace. You have changed my story. Protocol breaker, you made a way. You turned my mourning into dancing. It is you and just your grace. Could not have made it without you. Hey. Could not have sailed through without you. Your loving kindness, grace, and mercy brought me through. So the essence of my praise is centered on your grace. Could not have made it without you. Hey, could not have sailed through without you. Papa, your loving kindness and grace and mercy brought me through. So the essence of my faith is all centered on your grace. You have been my doctor.